Hey everyone, my name is Chef Jean-Paul Bourgeois and we are in the Louisiana Cooking Test Kitchens, your authority for all things great out the Bayou State. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a classic dish coming out of Creole country, Shrimp Creole. Let's get to work. First things I want to do is get a nice stainless steel skillet. I'm cranking my heat on high and I'm using butter as my fat for this recipe. While my butter is melting, let's go over some of the ingredients that you're gonna need for this Shrimp Creole. We have the classic Trinity of onion, bell pepper, and celery, plus some garlic, a little cayenne, Worcestershire, some Cajun seasoning, of course shrimp, some chicken stock or seafood stock, whatever you have, could even use water if you need to, and also some canned tomatoes. These are the fire roasted diced canned tomatoes. If you're in the heat of summer and you're in perfect tomato season, go ahead and use fresh tomatoes. If you got them, this is a perfect summer dish for using those summer ingredients. My butter is nice and melted here. I'm really looking to get a hot skillet here and to get that foamy butter and starting to see some golden happen here. That's what I'm looking for. That's when I know my butter is nice and hot and ready for the Trinity. Go ahead and add those onions. I'd like to give those a little bit of cooking in the butter before I add anything else. Just a couple minutes to start to see those sugars and the onions starting to turn and get a slight little caramelization. All right, after a couple minutes and I start to see those onions become translucent, I'm gonna go ahead and add my celery and bell pepper. The bell pepper and celery is gonna cook for an additional 10 minutes or until those vegetables start to soften. What I like to do here, because I'm sweating these vegetables down, is add a little salt to this mixture. That salt's gonna help draw out that moisture and keep those vegetables sweating down. Our Trinity is looking good. It's been cooking down for about 10 minutes on a high heat in that butter. Right now I'm gonna add my garlic. I like to add my garlic towards this section of the cooking process because I don't want it to burn in that butter or start to darken it all. I really want that fresh, pungent garlic to go in. Then we're gonna add our tomatoes. All right. My heat remains on high here. This is not a long cook. No more than 45 minutes this should take you from start to finish. So tomatoes are in. I'm gonna add a little bit of cayenne pepper, a touch of Worcestershire sauce, nice little bundle of thyme, some black pepper, touch more salt, couple dashes of hot sauce, sprinkle of Cajun seasoning, and about a cup of stock. I'm gonna give this a stir and bring that back up to a boil. We just want to get that cooking for a good 30 minutes. And then we're just going to finish it with some shrimp. It's a really simple dish. This is all really nice summer ingredients. Getting those beautiful Gulf shrimp. This is a perfect dish to bring all those ingredients together. As you can see, our Creole sauce has reduced and thickened. Let's give it a taste before we add our shrimp just to make sure our seasoning's right. It's good. I like it to be a little over seasoned before I add my shrimp, knowing that the shrimp's gonna absorb a lot of those seasonings. So we can add our shrimp right into the pan. Give that a quick stir around. And before it gets too far along in cooking, I wanna grab some green onions. And really just the whites. I like to fold in my whites to this section to cook for a little bit with the shrimp. And then I'll use my greens as a garnish for after, since they're the more tender sections of the onion. From there, adding those green onions right in there. Add a little fresh black pepper right here as well. And then give that a stir in. You want to just fully cook this shrimp. If you need to add a little bit more liquid, go ahead. It looks like a little dry. I'm going to touch more stock. That's looking really good right there. While that continues to cook, I'm going to cut the rest of my green onions for the garnish and to finish the dish once I plate it with rice. This dish doesn't have to go on top of rice, but it is traditionally and commonly eaten on top of perfectly steamed white rice, which we happen to have ready to go. Along with green onions, I'll probably do a little bit of parsley as well. Just a touch. Let's give that a stir again. You see it's definitely come up to a good simmer. Again, you want to keep stirring that shrimp in and folding it in. You want to get a nice even cook on those. This should only take 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how much shrimp you have in the pot. But you can tell they're halfway cooked. Their curl is starting to get a nice tight curl on there. All right, that's just about done. I'm gonna let it come right back up to a simmer and shut it off, and we're almost done. All right, this shrimp creole is done. I'm gonna finish it off with a nice extra heaping handful of green onions, the rest of that parsley. I'm gonna give it a stir in. That's looking awesome. I'm telling you, this is a summer dish. Fresh, vibrant, quick, tasty. Real simple because I like to eat shrimp creole over my steamed rice. Let's get you a nice fresh scoop of rice. Now this is a 1 to 1 1/4 ratio rice to water. Makes a perfectly cooked steamed white rice. And then I just take my shrimp creole and just layer that right on top. You can go ahead and pick those thyme leaves, thyme stems out. And you can just finish it with a little bit of green onion over the top. You can tell that I love green onion. And then a squeeze of fresh lemon. And there you go. That's shrimp creole. But you know our job's not done yet. We got to give this a shot. Whew, that's hot now. Punchy, vibrant, fresh. Everything you love about summer, everything you love about Creole cooking here in one bowl. I gotta go. Y'all gotta go. My name's Chef Jean-Paul. I'm out.